Just under 10 minutes away from our first stone course, 11:20 for the top of the order, 34 to show for the Hermes 1.50m Classic. Just about 5 minutes out from the top of the order, 11:20. We'll see 34 for the first round of the Hermes 1.50m Classic. First round track measured at 450 meters. Time allowed for round one, 72 seconds.
And first on the way down as part of this $62,500 Hermes Classic. Our thanks to Hermes, once again, our presenting sponsor of the series. And again, continues with the series throughout the Winter Equestrian Festival, with the final coming up on week 11 as well. Total of 36 going into our jump-off class here this morning as well. Peter Grant of Canada, our course designer here. And our thanks to Hermes once again for their continued support. The history going back to 1837. New chapter about to be written as we start with our number one of 36. And it's Eduardo de Menezes of Brazil to start away proceedings. This time with the H5 Sport Horses, H5 Mocentus Pace.
Get underway with the clear round from Brazil's Eduardo de Menezes with H5 PS, owned by the H5 Sport Horses. 70.49 the reference time for the Brazilian with the penalty-free effort to get us underway with the Hermes 1.50m Classic.
Now that's now, and the Egyptian rider with the Evergate stables of Wellington's Christlin van der Busran. Now the mare by Karambol for Niall Nassar.
.71.47 just makes it within the 72-second time allowed. A clear round from Egypt's Niall Nassar with Christlin van den Bosren our first two in the order for the Hermes 1.50m Classic going fault-free.
On to Canada next, and Erin Ballard looking to make it 3 in a row. The Canadian riding for Alain Ferder, and this with the gelding by Ernest is Epsilon de Brenil for Erin Ballard.
The Net Jets, Oxford at number 11, back row down for Canada's Erin Ballard and Alain Ferder's Epsilon de Brenil on a time of 71.26, a score of 4.
USA's Jessica Springsteen now for the Stonehill Farm, and with the Cardento side man, this is the Belgian-bred Naomi for Jessica Springsteen.
Clear round for Jessica Springsteen with Naomi. Vanessa Kaiser's Hoff, 68.81. The time at 3 clear early in the first round of the Hermes 1.50m Classic. Jessica Springsteen, Eduardo de Menezes, and Niall Nassar.
Elena Haas to go now, and Elena with the gelding by Clintissimo Z is Casino Royal Z for Elena Haas of the USA.
$73.63 for jumping 2 for time for Elena Haas and her own Casino Royal Z.
Daniel Blumen to go now, and Daniel with his own Rebelline der Quakenbeekers are next for the Belgian Mare by Organics for Israel's Daniel Blumen. 3 clears so far in this $62,500 Hermes 150 Classic.
Clear round at 68.93 for Daniel Blumen and Rebelline van der Quakenbeek. Our fourth combination, fault-free so far, round 1 of the Hermes 1.50m Classic.
Ireland's Jordan Coyle next, and Jordan for the land farm, and this will be the Stanley by Spartacus is Calcort Particle for Jordan Coyle.
69.65 4 faults for Jordan Coyle and Calcorp Particle. 4 clear so far, Jessica Springsteen, Niall Nassar, Eduardo de Menezes, and Daniel Blumen.
Bertram Allen now, and Bertram, a two-time winner already this week as well. The Irishman for the Oakland Training and Sales. This is 0K.
$70.84. 4 at 8A for Bertram Allen and 0K.
Well, actually, US is Carly Anstey due to go next, and Carly running for Lamfurter this time with the Irish-bred mare by Untouchable is Mullentine Shalom.
4 at 5A, knockdown at the Wellington International Combination, time at 71.86 for Carly Anthony with Molentan Shalom.
Moving on to Canadian rider Gavin Moylan now. Gavin for the Gavin Moylan Stables in Middleburg, Virginia. This is Memphis.
Knockdown at 8A, and 2 penalties against the clock at 73.14 for Gavin Moylan and Memphis.
Molly Ashcoli now, and the US rider for Lewisburg Farm of Boston, Massachusetts. This is Kimi Delmasset.
Net Jet Sox are into play once again. It's the back row at 11 for Molly Ashcoli and Kimi Delmasset, time 70.57.
7 spots so far for them, with the clears to date standing at 4 of those at the moment. Jessica Springsteen, Daniel Blumen, Eduardo de Meneses gave us the first, and followed by Nal Nassar. It is Rodrigo Pessoa to go now, and Rodrigo for the Rio Equestrian. This the gelding by the World Championship stallion Vigo del Sway. This is Prince Vant Iconlow.
71-77 the time on a score of 4 for Rodrigo Pessoa and Prince Van Lo.
Ansgar Holches Jr. now, after finishing very well in our Grand Prix qualifier this week, returns now for Good Einhaus of here in Wellington. This is Contibes.
(71-78) knocked down at 9 for Ansgar Holtgers Jr. and Contibes. Just the 4 faults.
4 clears to date in this $62,500 Hermes 150 Classic. McLean Ward now. McLean riding for Mathematics with the Dutch-bred gelding by Staccato Gold is Lestro for McLean Ward.
(70.86), a clear round for McLean Ward and Lestro Van Valkenborg, owned by Mathematics. And that is our 5th combination to go clear round 1 of the Hermes Meter 50 Classic. Joining the list with Niall Nassar, Eduardo de Menezes, Daniel Blumen, and Jessica Springsteen.
US rider who won in Upperville last season is Mimi Gotchman now. Mimi for the DG Sport Horses next. And Mimi with Inclan BH.
Clear it is, 69.10 for Mimi Gotchman and Inklenby H and 6. Now clear and qualified for the jump off in the Hermes 1.50m Classic.
Ireland's Tom Washman to go now for the Coolmore show jumping with the Stallion Tabasco to Doxaldria Z for the London Grand Prix winner for Ireland, Tom Washman.
$71.36 on a score for the knockdown at number 7. Winter Equestrian Festival locks are down for Tom Watchman and Tabasco de Sotandria.
Staying with Ireland and Cian O'Connor now. Cian for Pat Green, this time with the Stallion by Verdi is Kentucky Tien.
Four at 5A and 4 more against the clock. 75.06, total of 8 for Cian O'Connor and Kentucky Tien.
Last night's Grand Prix winner, in fact, 2 Grand Prix are now under a belt here in Wellington this year, is Lily Keener that goes next on the Horseshoe Road to win the youngster-covered Aachen last season too. The Chasnet Farm of New York's Chagrin d'Amour.
71-71 just sneaks inside that 72-second time allowed on the clear round for Lily Keenan and the Chansonet Farms Chagrin d'Amour. Seventh, the combination to qualify for the jump-off here in the Hermes 1.50m Classic.
7 clears so far as we go to Mark Blumen now of Colombia. This for the S&L Farms of New York, and this is the mare S&L Hakinsa.
That's a clear round for Mark Blumen and Kinsa. 68.41 round one time. The fault-free effort for the Colombian, our 8th added to the jump-off list.
Canadian Erin Ballard now, and going now for Lanfurdo once again. This time with the stallion by Chacun Blue is Chatterdale PS.
$69.51 clear for Erin Ballard with the Chatterdale PS. Canadian top 40 rider goes into the jump-off list for our Hermes 1.50m Classic, our 9th combination to qualify.
Ben Mayer to go next, the British world number 4 now for Jane Clark of New York, and this is Nighthawk for Ben Mayer.
Penalties on the clock, penalties in the field, 4 in each, 8 the total, 75:30 the time for Ben Mayer with a Nighthawk.
Jordan Coyle next for Ireland and for the Falkirk farm this time, and this will be the rider for gold, the Holsteiner gelding, buying for fashion for Jordan Coyle.
$68.43, clear for Jordan Coyle and for gold. The Irishman are 10th to qualify for the jump-off round in the Hermes 1.50m Classic.
Australia's Tyson Owen now, and after finishing up in the top group last night, the Australian returning again for Mike Smith of Virginia. This is the mare by El Dorado, is Cobalina TN.
Knockdowns at 10 and 12, and 2 on the clock, a total of 10 for Tyson Irwin with Cobalina TN, 73.19 the time.
10 clears so far. Elena Haas, so once again, second ride for Elena this morning, and it is going to be this time with the Irish bred gelding Ogud BT Special. In fact, just into the afternoon for Elena Haas.
68.30 clear for Elena Haas and Ogabiti Special. 11 now clear for the Hermes Meter 50 Classic.
Marilyn Little now, and Marilyn for game day of West Palm Beach. Marilyn with the mare, Heidi von Imhoff.
$71.17, Marilyn Little and Heidi von Imhoff with the fault-free first round for the Hermes Meter 50 Classic.
Jessica Springsteen now, and the US rider for the Stonehill Farm of Los Angeles. This the gelding Cayman de Potos, and for Jess Springsteen.
$70.49 with the four faults there for Jessica Springsteen and Cayman de Potos. Jessica does have one qualified for the jump off. Her first mount, Naomi Vanette Kaisershof.
Now that's set to go down second ride for Nyala. This is the horse who won Grand Prix on here last year too. This is the Evergate Stables ESI Ali.
So close to qualifying that second, and for the jump-off round, it is just the one on the clock there at 72.90 for Nail Nassar with ESI Ali. We will see the Egyptian back in the jump-off round with his first mount, Krislin van den Balsrund Z. Just the one there with Ali at 72.90.
Bertram to go now, the Irishman with several wins behind him this week, and now a second ride here too. This the Aloga Stables Cadence.
At 71.16, clear for Bertram Allen and Cadence, owned by Aloga Stables Limited.
Stephanie Mercier now to go for Brazil for the Bon Chance Farm of Lexington, Kentucky. This is Toulouse.
Knockdowns at 9 and 12 at the score of 8 for Brazil. Stephanie Mercier with Toulouse, Van Prinsenveld Z.
Gavin Moylan's next ride now for the Canadian. This is the combination of Anton 869 for Gavin Moylan.
Wave of the hand there, Gavin Moylan will retire with Anton, 869. 5 remaining first round, Hermes 1.50m Classic. Since 1837, Hermes has remained faithful to its artisan model and its humanist values. The freedom to create, the spirit of innovation, the constant search for beautiful materials, the transmission of savoir-faire of excellence, and the aesthetic of functionality all forge the singularity of Hermes, a house of objects created to last.
And to Germany's Christian Kuckuck next, again out of our world's top 10. And the German Olympic champion goes now with his own Fantasia to WY. For Christian Kuckuck, it's Christian, the ride of Fantasia to V.
Just makes it a 71.87 for Germany's Christian Kuckuck and Fantasia. Fault-free round. 4 remaining first round of the Hermes 1.50m Classic.
First of 4 left to go, and it's Captain Brian Cunan now riding for the Glen Bay Farm of Wellington. And Brian with the gelding by Clinton is Castlefield Dream.
Knocked down at A of the triple combination. 69.39 the time for Captain Brian Cunan and Castlefield Dream.
First to 3 now, and a return ride 2 for Kino Connor now of Ireland, this time riding Pat Green's Chatelaine PS.
That's a clear round for Cian O'Connor and Chateaulieu PS on a time of 71.18 for the Irishman.
First of two left to go. Coming up, it is the clears 15 on the list so far, and another star quality lineup coming up for that second round of this $62,500 Hermes 1.50 Classic as part of the NetJets week as well. And heading in is the European champion, Richard Vogel of Germany, and Richie with the Holsteiner gelding by Chin Champ is Con Quality.
$69.96, clear round for Richard Vogel and Con Quality, the German rider, our 16th to go clear.
Final rider to go in round one is Rodrigo Pessoa of Brazil, this time for the Artemis Equestrian Farm of here in Palm Beach. This is Corey 9.
We'll add another to the clear list, 67.94 for Brazil's Rodrigo Pessoa with a Corey 9, our final combination for round one of the Hermes 1.50m Classic.
So complete the first round, 17 combinations to return, and they're returning that same order. And getting set for that, it looks like this in the lineup. It'll start off with Eduardo de Menezes and H5 Miss Centers. Now Nassau second with Chrislin. It is Jessica Springsteen returning with Naomi, Daniel Blumen, Rabeline, McLean Ward, Lestro, Mimi Gottschman, Inclen BH, Lily Keenan, Chagrin d'Amour. It is Mark Blumen and Erin Ballard following after that. Jordan Coyle, Lena Haas, Marilyn Little. It is Bertram Allen, Christian Kukuk, Keane O'Connor, Richard Vogel, and finally, Rodrigo Pessoa. Getting set for the jump off of this Hermes $62,500 class, 150 Classic. And so the shortened course looks like this. The WeatherTech fence as our first, the Ox there. Down the arena to the MS Vertical, turning back to 4 then, the Florida Coast Equipment fence at 4. Cross the arena to the Modon Oxa at fence 15. 11 is then the NetJets fence, and turning back to 2 parts of what was the triple combination at 8, B and C this time around. Finally, the Lovester fence down at the entrance as the last will be our final fence on course. And first one, ready and waiting. All set to go then, our first in the arena of 17 to go in this MS 150 Classic jump-off. Eduardo de Menezes starts us off for Brazil. This is the H5 Sport Horses, H5 1.50m PS.
$37.71, the knockdowns at 8B and a C score of 8, and the jump-off round for Eduardo de Menezes and H5 1.50m PS.
Now that's to go now, and Niall heads in with the Evergate Stables mare. This is Christine van den Bosstrand for Egypt's Niall Nassau.
Yeah, clear round, and our pace setter at 38.92. Egypt's Al Nassar with the Chrisland van den Bosrand Z.
Third in the lineup now is Jessica Springsteen. Jessica with the Stonehill Farms Naomi as our third to go. Now Nassar setting the pace, clear 38.92.
Pair of knockdowns, 3 and 4, and the jump-off round, a score of 8, 40.98 for Jessica Springsteen and Naomi Venet Kaisershof.
Daniel Blumen next to go, and Daniel with his own Rebeline to Quackenbeek is the Belgian-bred 9-year-old mare by Ganix de Seigneur for Daniel Blumen.
Best time so far, 36.21, but that final fence down scored the knockdown at number 9 for Israel's Daniel Blumen with Rebeline van de Quackenbeek.
Riding in is McLean Ward of the USA, and McLean riding for Mathematics this time around. This is the gelding Lestro for McLean Ward.
Clearing the jump off at 36.30 for McLean Water with Lestro Van Valkenborg taking the lead. Quicker over 2 double clears so far. Egypt's Nal Nassar goes into second with Kursland, Van der Balser and Z. And Daniel Blumen on the 4 faults with Rebelli and Van der Quakenbeek in third.
McLean Ward leading the way. It's young US rider Mimi Goldschmidt to follow now. And Mimi for the DG Sport Horses in Glen BH. New time to beat 36.30.
Mimi Goldschmidt into the lead within Glen BH at 35.54. McLean Ward goes into second with Lestro and Nal Nassar in third now with Kursland, Van Balser and Z.
Taking on to a rider who's already won in the MS Series so far this season is Lily Keenan, coming on the back of the success last night in the NetJets Grand Prix, this time with the Aachen-winning ride of the Chasnet Farms, the Chagrin d'Amour. Mimi Goldschmidt setting the pace, 35.54.
$37.42, just the 4 at the Hermes fence, knocked down to number 3 in the jump-off round for Lily Keenan and Chagrin d'Amour.
Mark Blumen now and riding for Columbia. This is for the S&L Farms in New York, and it's Hutchinson for Mark Blumen. Mimi Goldschmidt setting the pace, 35.54.
$36.45, that'll go into third place on the double clear effort today for Columbia's Mark Blumen with Quinza. Mimi Goldschmidt still leads with Glen BH, McLean Ward and Lestro in second.
So Mimi Goshman keeps the lead, McLean Ward second, Mark Bloom in third. It is so far that we've got another round, about 10 left to go into our jump off yet of this Hermes $62,000 class. Canadian Erin Ballard next, and Erin running for a lane further this time with his stallion by Chakun Blue. This is Chatterdell PS.
New leader coming in at 35.35. Aaron Ballard with his Chatterdell PS. About 0.2 of a second quicker than Mimi Gottschman, who goes into second with Enclem BH, McLean Ward, and Alestro now in third. Aaron Ballard, new leader at 35.35.
John Coyle next, and for the Irishman, this will be for the Falkirk Farm, and John Coyle with the for fashion side, Holsteiner for gold. New leading time, 35.35.
Eight in the jump-off round at 3 and 15, 41.35 the time for Jordan Coyle and for gold. Aaron Ballard leads with Chatterdell PS, Mimi Gottschman in second, McLean Ward in third.
Elena Haas to go now, and Elena from Oakland, California. This is going to be Ogu BT Special for Elena Haas.
Penalty free, 36.98, and it goes into fifth for Elena Haas and Ogabiti Special.
Turn of Marilyn Little now, and Marilyn for game day at West Palm Beach. This is Heidi von Imhoff for US rider Marilyn Little.
$37.95. It'll go into sixth. The clear jump off round for Marilyn Little with the game day's Heidi von Imhoff.
Taking us into our final few, five strong combinations left to go in this lineup yet. And we'll move on now to Bertram Allen of Ireland, one of two for Ireland in this final group. Bertram with the Aloga Stables Cadence.
$40.73. That's clear for Bertram Allen into eighth place with the Aloga Stables Cadence. Four remaining in the jump off. Aaron Ballard leads with Shuttle LPS, Mimi Gotchman and Enclem BH in second. McLean Ward in third with Lestro.
Four left to go in our lineup for this $62,000 Hermes 150 Classic through the afternoon. Aaron Ballard now setting the standard still. Christian Kukuk, Keen O'Connor, Richard Fogel, and Rodrigo Pessoa still to go of our group, and a very strong group to finish off with. Four more to take a shot. First, those four now is the Olympic champion Christian Kukuk now, and Christian this time with his own Fantasia. Christian for Germany.
41-31 with the 4 at the final fence for Christian Kukuk and Fantasia.
Still leaving Aaron Ballard in the lead as we go to Keno Connor now of Ireland, running for Pat Green. First to 3, this is Chatelain UPS.
.38.10, that's clear for Cian O'Connor and Chatelain UPS. And the 7th place for the Irishman, Aaron Ballard, Mimi Gotch, McLean Ward, still our top 3.
First to 2 left to go, and so it is to the European champion now, and Rolex Grand Prix winner Richard Fogel as the first of those 2. And this is own Con Quality. Still targets to beat 35-35.
Eight in the jump off at 4 and 11:37.86. The time for Richard Fogel and Con Quality.
Final ride to go keeps the quality once again too as we go to Rodrigo Pessoa now, Brazil last out with the Artemis Equestrian Farms Corey 9.
That'll finish in 4th place, clear, and at 36:33, the time for Rodrigo Pessoa and Corey 9. Aaron Ballard takes the top call, Mimi Gotchman 2nd, and McLean Ward in 3rd. Aaron takes the top call with Elon Verder's Chatelain PS, Mimi Gotchman with the Inclin BH owned by DG Sport Horse. McLean Ward and Vlestro van de Valkenborg. Entry owned by Marta Maddox in third, Rodrigo Pessoa with Corey 9. Finishing in fourth. The fifth award goes to Mark Blumen with Akinsa, Elena Haas, and Ugbiti Special in sixth. In seventh, Marilyn Little with Heidi von Imhoff. Eighth, Vikian O'Connor with Chateau Lenu BS. Now Nassar, Chrislyn van den Bosren Dizzy taking ninth award is Bertram Allen in 10th with Cadans, Daniel Blumen, Rebeline van der Quakenbeek in 11th, Lily Keenan rounding out the ribbons in 12th with Chagrin d'Amour. Meter 50 Classic Series sponsored by Hermes, and since 1837, Hermes has remained faithful to its artisan model and its humanist values. The freedom to create, the spirit of innovation, the constant search for beautiful materials, the transmission of savoir-faire of excellence, and the aesthetic of functionality all forge the singularity of Hermes, a house of objects created to last. Ray Vega, Equestrian Account Executive with Hermes, here to present. And we'll also be presenting the Laura Fetterman Style of Riding Award. Champion Equine Insurance, proud sponsor of the Jumper Style Award, is dedicated to protecting your equine investments by providing quality, cost-effective coverage, comprehensive rates through A-rated companies with personalized attention to the individual needs of your horse and equine activities. With over 31 years of professional equine insurance, Laura Fetterman and Champion Equine Insurance offer up unparalleled knowledge, integrity, and customer service to provide the best protection for your champion and the peace of mind you deserve. Insure your champions with a champion. Ray Vega here presenting to our top three for the Hermes Meter 50 Classic, and Laura Fetterman presenting the Jumper Style Award to our winner this afternoon. Bringing back our top three for the Hermes Meter 50 Classic. McLean Ward in third with Lestro, Mimi Gotchman second with England BH, and Aaron Ballard the winner with Shatterdale PS. Our riders making their way over to the Hermes fence for the presentation to our top three riders in the field for the $62,500 Hermes Meter 50 Classic. First to come forward, the USA's McLean Ward, and third place honors today on the double clear effort for Marta Maddox with Lestro van de Valkenborg with a jump-off time of 36.30. Mimi Gotchman, our next up for photos, the Red Rosette to the U.S. rider with Inkland BH, owned by DG Sport Horse. 35.54 the time for Mimi Gotchman, finishing in second. And the winner and this week's recipient of the Champion Equine Insurance Jumper Style Award, Canada's Aaron Ballard with Elon Furter's Shatterdale PS. 35.35, a winning time for the Canadian to take the top call in the Hermes Meter 50 Classic for WEF 3. We'll ask our winner, Erin Ballard, to lead the lap of honor whenever she is set. Taking the top call today in the Hermes 1.50m Classic with Elon Furter's Shot at LPS. The Canadian leading the victory gallop. The USA's Mimi Gotchman in second, with Inclin BH. USA's McLean Ward in third. For Martin Maddox with Les Strove and Valkenborg.